Hey everyone, it's me, Dr. Bones. Um, Man, it's been 5 months since I started uploading videos again, and let me tell you, it really does not feel like it's been 5 months. You know, things have just kind of been flying by for me. You know, I wanted to sit down and make a video today. No scripts or anything, nothing that I'm like reading off of. Just me sitting here talking into a microphone, just being genuine about, where I've been, how I've been, and kind of what's been going on with the whole channel, basically. Hopefully this video isn't complete shambles. I've already pressed the re-record button several times, and it's hard to actually just speak about things. For me personally, it's hard to just put stuff out there, and that's something I'm gonna go into later too. Is just this kind of I feel this need to have all of this stuff written out and to have the perfect explanation for all of this stuff, and that's really been a large part of why I've felt so hesitant to make anything. Even this sort of video, it's been hard for me to just say things. Yeah, as you can see, we're already off to a great start here. So I guess let's just start by going back to, what month was it? June? May? Oh my god, I don't even... I gotta fucking tab over to, I gotta tab over to my other video here. Yeah, April 30th was when I put this out. Back then, and pretty much, the whole lifespan of my YouTube channel being up, I've always had this desire to be making videos, right? And so many times, I find these kind of preconceptions of what a YouTuber should be really preventing me from going forward with a lot of different ideas that I've had. Part of the difficulty is actually sitting down and doing it. I'm sure you can all relate with that. Just putting yourself out there in a way that you're not comfortable with is always difficult for people to do. But like I mentioned earlier, another big part of that is feeling the need to stick with what you've been doing before. I've always been a bit nervous about deviating from what I feel the audience would want to see. Every single time a new idea pops into my head, it's always just it's not basically so far it's been it's not Payday, right? I guess I'll just kind of address this elephant in the room. Every one of my videos, except for that Doom meme, I guess. I'm just looking at what I put out so far. And so 4 out of the 5 videos that I put out since I come back this year have been about Payday. And it's funny because, I wanted to do a big Payday 2 video as my first video back. I wanted to be hey, this game has been a large part of me being a YouTuber as a whole, so I wanted to do something special for it, and I wanted to do something that I was really happy about. And so I made this big video. It was mostly a lot of me just kind of doing whatever came to my head. I didn't really have a whole lot of planning that went into it. I mean, there were some sections where I kind of wrote stuff down and I read off of it, as you can see in the video, but most of it was just kind of winging it, and it was a lot of just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what stuck. And it ended up turning into this over half an hour video that in the end I was actually really proud of. And what I was expecting was to feel okay, well, I've made this Payday video now. Now I can kind of branch off and do other stuff, because the people that came to my channel because of Payday 2, I've made something for them. And now I can do the things that the other things that I want to do. And what ended up happening is kind of the reverse of that, where I was like, okay, well now I've made this big Payday video, and I was like, now what? It's not that I didn't have other ideas for other videos, but it was just kind of like, you know, Payday kind of became like the safe option in my mind. It was kind of just like, if you don't know what to do, just, you know, do another Payday video, because that's kind of like the common theme that everybody's come to the channel for. To be completely honest, I've only ever like launched Payday in the past year for the sole purpose of making videos about it. I don't really play the game casually. I'm just kind of holding on until Payday 3 comes out in, what was it, 2023? So that's not going to happen for a while, right? You know, I've kind of had my fill of the game. I've played it for like 800 hours. I've kind of like moved on to other things. So it's kind of weird in my mind that I've stuck with it, I guess. It is a fun game. I'm not like completely cynical about it, but there's definitely a desire for me to go and like branch out to other things. So speaking of other things, you know, there have been other projects that I've started that I wanted to kind of make in the similar vein of this big Payday 2 video that I...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Somebody just walked into my apartment. What the fuck? What the fuck? Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Somebody, I think they got the wrong apartment. I've never had that happen to me before. I guess I'll leave it in just because it's wild and unexpected and kind of funny. Yeah, what was I talking about? I don't even fucking remember. Oh yeah, no, I was talking about other shit that I've been working on. So, you know, after I started the Payday 2 video, or after I put it out, rather, I started working on a Doom video. I got a whole bunch of footage for that, and I got like a little bit of editing done. I also got like some audio recording done, and that was kind of the first big moment where I realized that, like, you know, writing out a whole script beforehand and then trying to record based off of that was something that was really difficult for me. And it was funny because I knew in my brain that I had done this kind of thing for the Payday 2 video, but when I sat down and I tried to do it again, it felt completely foreign to me, you know? It was weird. So when I found that this Doom video wasn't really working out for me, I was like, okay, you know, maybe I can pivot to something else that might end up working better. It's not like I was uncomfortable like talking about Doom, you know. I love Doom. Ever since it came out, I've been playing it a whole bunch. So I was definitely excited to do it, but I found myself in a position where I was like, okay, well, you know, I've been working on this for a long time and it hasn't really been panning out the way that I wanted it to. So another project that I started to do was about a completely unrelated genre of games that I've never like played on the channel before, and that was for Forza Horizon 4, which is a racing game. I don't really play too many racing games. It's just kind of this one game that I've liked and I've played, and I was like, you know, maybe I can make a video on something. I didn't want to just like fall into the role of like being a game analyst or something like that, going over like the minutia of game design or anything like that, because I definitely am not qualified to talk about shit like that. But, you know, like, it's another one of those games that I spent a lot of time in, and I felt confident sitting down to start for the first time. I felt confident in my ability to talk about it. And kind of the same thing happened, where I got some good footage, and I got some more editing done, and, you know, I started making a script, and I started recording it, and I was just completely dissatisfied with it. And I couldn't really put my finger on it at the time, but I think a lot of it was just like I it didn't connect. It didn't mesh well with my style of video that I make. I guess it was a lot of just like trying to not necessarily imitate other people, but just like, I looked at other people and I was like, oh, okay, well, if they're making like scripts for their videos, maybe I just gotta like push past that uncomfortableness and just make it happen. Yeah, and it never really did. The part that I enjoy the most about making videos is mostly in the editing, and also like in the moment-to-moment gameplay. You'll see a lot of like just live gameplay commentary on my channel with some editing kind of sprinkled in there, because that's the style that I think I enjoy the most. And so now with this big 30-minute video behind me, I was kind of like, okay, well now I gotta morph my future content to fit this mold. Anyways, all of that abstract stuff aside, there is one video of decent length that wasn't just kind of like a 60-second shitpost, if you will, and that was the Payday 2 Kings of Stealth video. That was a video that was created out of... It was made out of the feeling of like, well, if you don't put out a video, then people are going to think you're disappearing again. So I had taken gameplay footage that I had made back in July, and then some that I had made in August, and I was like, okay, let's see if we can kind of throw it back to the original style of video that I did when first starting my channel, and let's just see how that plays out. And it's funny too, because the video, like when I published the final product, like it kind of felt rushed, which I guess isn't really a justifiable term to use, considering I had been working on it for months. I hadn't been working on it for months. I'd been working on other things, and then it was just kind of a result of me not being able to publish anything else, and you get the idea. It's not really that I wasn't confident in the video. I actually thought it was funny, but looking at it, taking a step back, I was like, this okay, it's not like the scripting and writing and recording stuff that I was trying to do, but it also at the same time wasn't the direction that I wanted to head it, if that makes sense. It was just kind of there. It just kind of existed. Something else that I want to touch on real quick is just kind of like about YouTube itself, right? It's a social media platform, and one of the things that YouTube definitely encourages you to do is to grow your audience. They give you a plethora of tools to be able to look at your statistics, your overall progression. They give you a whole bunch of details on like how your video did compared to your other videos, and a whole bunch of stats and things like that. It's definitely like a numbers oriented system where they definitely try to emphasize like you gotta get all the subscribers, and you gotta get all the likes on your video for the algorithm, and you gotta get all the view counts and shit like that. And with that, it's really, really easy to kind of remove the human element that goes behind the views of your videos. So in my case, when I put out a video that gets like 300 views, and then I put out a video that gets 600 views, when YouTube looks at it, it's like, okay, well, this video is clearly much better than the others because it got so many other views. And that's not really fair, because it removes the idea that like it's just people watching these videos. It's not just like plugging it into a machine and generating like a score based off of it. It's like people are making the conscious decision to sit down and like watch an entertaining video. That really kind of removes a lot of the motivation for me, just to remember the fact that like there's people watching my stuff, people that are just like me, that just want to watch something that's entertaining. So where am I going with this? Fuck, I don't even know anymore. um, yeah, so I guess I've been rambling for 18 minutes now. I guess I'll kind of try and bring it to a close here. First of all, one of the important things that I need to do is, just because I'm sitting down and I'm recording this stuff and I'm recognizing the circumstances that have been going on, doesn't mean that they're just magically gonna fix themselves, you know? I expected that to happen when I put out the Old Bones, New Bones video. I was like, okay, well, you know, if I just sit down and I recognize these things, then my brain will trick itself into thinking that, oh, you know, everything's okay, and the process of video making is going to go smoothly again. And I understand that that's not going to happen unless I put in some real ass effort to get some stuff put out there, you know. And so with that being said, I am going to start changing my mindset to how I approach making videos. You know, I'm going to stop holding myself to some sort of golden standard that I made up in my head. I'm not going to pay attention to my view counts or my subscriber counts or anything like that. It does still mean a lot to me, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be like the deciding factor on whether or not I choose to go in a particular direction, you know? My goal for the future is just to make stuff, and I don't know what that stuff's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be short, or if it's going to be long, or if it's going to be absolutely terrible, or whatever, you know. I have to just do it, you know. And you know, it's like Shia LaBeouf once said, just do it, make your dreams come true. God bless. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that's been going on. You know, like I said, it's like I haven't forgotten about YouTube. Not a day goes by where I don't think to myself like, oh, I should make a video on this, oh, I should make a video on that. And then I just I start overthinking everything, and then it just becomes a complete mess. So moving forward, that's my goal, is to change that, and to change my outlook on doing something that I consider to be fun, you know? Because that's all it's ever been for me, is just something fun to do. I'm not trying to like make $1 billion off of this. I don't think any YouTuber makes $1 billion off of this kind of thing. Maybe they do. Maybe Mr. Beast does. I think he makes a lot of money off of his videos, but you know, he's kind of a sellout, so note to self, remove this part in editing. Okay, cool. Anyways, final thoughts. Once again, just from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much for being with me. You know, whether or not you're a returning subscriber, or if you're somebody who just happened to stumble in, you know, just thank you so much again. It really does mean the world to me to know that like people are interested in the kinds of things that I'm making, you know. When I first started my YouTube channel, I was just like, yeah, nobody's really gonna care. I'm just kind of putting stuff out there for my own weird sense of satisfaction, I guess. But like, seeing people comment and you know, interact and like talk about the videos that I put out, it really does mean so much to me. So I don't want to get too sappy, but you know, if you're here watching this video, especially up to this point, you know, you're a real one. You're a real homie, and I cannot thank you enough. So yeah. And if you have watched this far in the video, you know, I would really appreciate if you were to leave a comment. You know, like what's the main reason that you subscribe to this channel in the first place? You know, what kind of content do you like to see? What's been your favorite kind of video that I've put out so far? You know, I think if I kind of see like some of the feedback that other people would be able to provide for me, that would really help me kind of understand what I want to be doing a little bit more, instead of me just kind of like having ideas swirling around in my head. So, anyways, you all know what to do. Do it up. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It's almost been 25 minutes. Anyways, thank you guys again. I'll see ya. I'll see you soon. Take care. Pull over if you get tired. Call me back. Have a snack. Yeah. Bye.